Welcome back. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Griha. Kunal Kamra's recent comedy set at the Habitat in Mumbai, where he lampooned Eknath Shinde with a parody of a Bollywood song, has snowballed into a full-blown political row. The clip, shared widely online, prompted swift action. Shivsena workers vandalized the venue on Sunday night, and the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation stepped in yesterday, demolishing parts of the club they claim were illegal. BMC sources say that a shed between the two wings violated regulations, and today they are eyeing the basement, where performance like Kamra's occur, for removal, citing unpermitted activities. But the plot thickens. Maharashtra's Junior Home Minister Yogesh Kadam has announced in the State Assembly that authorities will now dig into Kamra's call detail records, call recordings and bank statements to uncover who's behind this. It's a bold move, one that's legal, of course, with court approval under India's Criminal Procedure Code. But it's hard not to wonder, is this a proportionate response to a comedian's jab or a signal that dissent comes with a steep price? Kamra, for his part, isn't backing down, decrying what he calls political overreach into artistic freedom and refusing to apologize. Shinde, meanwhile, says that freedom of speech has limits, a line that's proving blurry in practice. And this isn't restricted to Maharashtra, by the way. There's been another incident involving a YouTuber, Savukku Shankar, who has come to fore, and this incident has come to fore from Tamil Nadu. Shankar has made explosive claims that a gang posing as sanitation workers stormed into his house, dumped sewage in his kitchen and bedroom, and later threatened him via a video call. All this while he was away, leaving his mother to face the ordeal. Shankar says that he's got that proof, CCTV footage and videos of the threats. He's alleged that this was entire retaliation for his online content. And yet, when he alerted the police, only a sub-inspector and constable showed up. So the debate over free speech has now once again taken center stage, as fresh instances from both Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu highlight the growing friction between artistic expression and political sensibility. Now we are putting out these two images on your screens. These two are shocking visuals that raise the curious question about the right to dissent. The first one, and I'd request my producers to pull that out, is in Maharashtra, where a stand-up comedian, Kunal Kamra's show venue was attacked. The act of vandalism comes amid the backlash over his political satire, reigniting concerns over intolerance towards dissenting voices. Next one is from Tamil Nadu, where a YouTuber's residence was stormed and ransacked after allegedly posting content critical of the political party in power there. The attack raises fresh fears over freedom of speech and targeted intimidation. Next up, let's now delve deeper, if at all free speech is really under attack, because there has been a pattern of crackdowns, arrests and violence that have raised concerns over selective action against those who express opinions critical of political leaders. From demolished offices to physical assaults and arrests, let's now take a look at some key instances that have sparked outrage. September 9, 2020, Kangana Ranaut's Mumbai office was partially demolished just days after she made controversial remarks during the Sushant Singh Rajput death probe. Next up, in the same year, in the month of September, Shivsena workers attacked and thrashed former naval officer Madan Sharma for forwarding a cartoon of the then Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. May 14, 2022, pharmacy student Nikhil Bamare was arrested for an allegedly offensive social media post on Sharad Pawar. May 16, 2022, Marathi actor Ketki Chitale was detained over a Facebook post criticizing Sharad Pawar. With repeated instances of action against critics, the debate continues. Where does one draw the line between criticism and offense, free speech and defamation? So we are asking today, in the midst of this entire Kunal Kamra row, comedy, criticism and crackdown, whether free speech, whether it is really free speech or is it crossing the line?
दुर्भाग्य है कि कुछ लोगों ने देश का चीरहरण करना, विभाजन की खाई को और चौड़ी करने के लिए इस व्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता को अपना जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार मान लिया है।
आप जो है कॉमेडी के नाम पर उनकी इज्जत उछाल रहे हैं, उनकी अपकीर्ति कर रहे हैं, उनके काम को डिसरिगार्ड कर रहे हैं।
जो कंट्रोवर्सी हो रही है वो कंट्रोवर्सी दिखा रहा है कि ये सरकार कितनी इंटॉलरेंट है टू एनी काइंड ऑफ क्रिटिसिज्म।
After I broke this scam, the Chennai City Police registered an FIR that I have denigrated the scavenging community people by calling them drunkards. After they failed in their effort to book me for exposing this scam, they have adopted this method.
Let me take this across to my guests who join us on the broadcast. Kiran Sonawane, who is a spokesperson of Shivsena, the Shinde faction, is with us. Also with us is Chitra Batham, who is a spokesperson of the Congress party. Now, let me begin with Kiran. Kiran, this entire new development in the Kunal Kamra controversy case with his CDR, with his call records, his bank details now to be investigated upon, what is happening here?
Basically, Griha, you see that the Kunal Kamra is a habitual offender. If you've seen his record throughout the last 4-5 years, continuously he's producing the defamable content on the YouTube and targeting a certain person. Same thing happened in the case of this Habitat Studio, that where he performed about, and he tried to defend with the vulgarity of his song and all these things to Mr. Eknath Shinde. So impromptu reaction has been taken place by the worker. But during the course of that, the law is taking place itself. The offense has been registered against Kunal Kamra as well as the party worker. Those has been vandalized the Habitat Studio. It's all thing is going to happen that we people are now just get the information that someone has the hand behind the Kunal Kamra, who has been given some money to Kunal Kamra.
No, Kiran, hang on. You're saying these things are going to happen. What do you mean by that? Is there going to be more demolition of this particular venue that we are talking about in this, case, the Habitat, or doing away with the venue altogether? And accessing someone's call data record, he's not someone who is a criminal. How is that justification? Is this not a fishing expedition to just quiet a critique in this case? Because that is what it's looking like.
Griha, I'm not saying that is the impromptu reaction from the party workers. It is a party worker, and that offense has been registered against the 40 party workers in police station. They have arrested and released on the bail.
So there is no reining in on the party workers by the party is what you're saying. They are unilaterally taking these decisions, and the entire Shinde Sena, in fact, Eknath Shinde doesn't have a hold on his own workers, on his own Shivseniks. Is that what you're implying, sir?
It's not the first time happening in the Maharashtra and Shivsena. The earlier example, many party has done this like this. No, why you're targeting only the Shivsena? And you know that if you're knowing the Shivsena as a party, we having our own frame of the working. Our party worker, those have been loving the Eknath Shinde's leadership, who has proved through the mandate in the Maharashtra. If some people that taking a such type of the jibe in vulgarity, the people bound to react on this, no, party workers.
What do you mean by reaction? Vandalism?
We can't say that the party worker is the party worker. No, we are not supporting that work. We are not supporting that action.
You are not also reining in, sir. That's what my question is, because there has so far been no distancing from the act that has been created by the miscreants, by the vandals, because I refuse to call them party workers. If at all there is no reining in, there is no hold or sway that the party has on them, and they are acting on their own admission, and they are doing it because their deputy chief minister has been insulted upon because of this one act by a stand-up comic.
But the act is not the comedy; it's the vulgarity. The party workers have their own emotions. No, the impromptu reacted on and vandalized the studio. That's
You're
it.
going on saying the same thing. All right. Let me take this across to Chitra Batham, who's also with us. Chitra, what do you make of this kind of a response that's coming in from the government in power, especially the Shivsena, the Shinde faction, Shivsena by the Supreme Court order now? This is something that the party chooses to associate with, and this is what has been their line so far. Now there is an escalation of the attack on and against Kunal Kamra by way of what I just mentioned, probably accessing his call data records or even bank account details. What purpose does all this solve? What is it if not intimidation of somebody who is well within his rights to exercise his artistic freedom?
So, Greha, as you can see, the official spokesperson of the party who has vandalized Kunal Kamra's venue is completely justifying the act and just saying that, oh, this is a knee-jerk reaction from the workers of the party. I would like to know why you haven't even, stated a single statement saying that whether you condemn this particular act from your party workers. You have no control over your party workers. And Griha, let me also tell you that whatever Mr. Kunal Kamra has said, that is not the first time that is being said about Eknath Shinde. In fact, Mahayuti's own alliance partner, Ajit Pawar, on his public dais, he had said that people of Maharashtra associate the term Gaddar with Eknath Shinde because he has taken cocaine and he has given cocaine to the Maharashtrian people. So I must ask you, the government, that in its sheer arrogance, they are completely intolerant, and these methods are being used by the government to show their gundaism, and they are going behind somebody who has just made a remark that was out there already being done by so many people. So why such a knee-jerk reaction now? So that in fact tells us that the BJP government and Mr. Eknath Shinde believes that the freedom of expression can be used only by them and it can be abused only by them, and it has its limits for others when they start using it. So this is complete sheer vandalism, this is sheer gundaraj, and the government itself does not believe in maintaining the law and order within the respective state.
Okay, so while you say that, Chitra, and I would say the Congress is very rich of the Congress party to point fingers at just the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, what is happening in Tamil Nadu? It's your ally, the DMK. Questions and fingers are pointed by a self-styled whistleblower, in this case a YouTuber who was part of the vigilance department, a clerk there, and he in fact unearthed certain things against how the functioning of the department really was carried out back then, and he was sacked. And after that, he decided to become a self-styled whistleblower. He has a YouTube channel now, which is garnering a lot of views and numbers. Is the DMK rattled with it? Why? What has happened in the case of Savukku Shankar and his house being ransacked by these goons, coming up in the garb of playing sanitation workers, literally heckling his mother who was there at the premises. And so far, DMK is looking the other way, doing nothing.
So, Griha, I would like to ask you that the people who ransacked Savukku Shankar's house, were they the DMK party workers?
No, they were not. At
They are
least
not.
there
So
is
we
no
don't-
record of it.
Exactly my point. So there is an investigation that is going on as to who did this respective thing, and people will definitely be tried. So nobody is taking saying no that that incident has not happened, or in
But
fact
from what he has raised, from what Mr. Shankar has raised, is that,
right.
Chitra, from what the grounds that Mr. Shankar has in this particular case, that his complaint has not been dealt with amply and with an iron hand, because from what happened, and when he is talking about the gravity of the kind of complaint that he registered with the authorities, it was only a sub-inspector that came to the spot, and in the presence of the police, there was opposition from these goons who were very much there at the residence. So nothing so far has been done. And to top it all, he's also pointing fingers at the Congress, not just the DMK.
See, Griha, these are mere allegations and these are mere speculations. As I said, they were not the party workers who ransacked Savukku Shankar's house. We have no information on that. And the law and order is properly maintained within the respective Tamil Nadu state. And whatever discrepancies he has pointed out, definitely they will be, dealt with, and properly the law will take its own course. But it is not like the case over here in Maharashtra, wherein outright the Shivsena workers wearing their own mufflers and their own symbols, they go ahead and ransack Kunal Kamra's house. The BMC people go and target Kunal Kamra's venue, and now the government is completely targeting him and harassing him beyond limits, and trying to freeze his bank accounts and whatnot. So we don't know where this is actually going to end. In fact, it is the government that they should be the ones who should be on the forefront to apologize to the people of Maharashtra.
Okay, so let's turn back to Maharashtra. And Kiran, I would once again ask you about the actions of the BMC now. Here, it does look like the Maharashtra government under Mr. Devendra Fadnavis is taking a page, a leaf out of the Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath government's handbook. There has been demolitions that have happened in the garb of Nagpur riots accused and how his residence is illegally built. That happened in Nagpur, and now there is a demolition exercise by the BMC that is conducted at the venue where Kunal Kamra recorded that piece. Suddenly, the BMC has realized that portions of that particular venue is illegal. How is that really adding up, sir?
Grisha,
It's Griha, sir.
Griha, whatever the action has been taken by the BMC, it's a BMC officers has taken. No, it's not consult with the government or our side or party, anything.
Are you seriously saying that, sir?
Yeah. Whatever the action has been taken by the BMC officers is responsible for that. Now they visited there. They think that some part is illegal. They visited there and they have taken the actions.
Mr. Kiran, I really don't understand how is the government in Maharashtra really functioning, because the Shivseniks are working and acting on their own accord. The BMC is doing things on its own accord. Suddenly it's realized that, okay, there are certain things that are illegal, need to be removed. So far they've been sleeping. They only were waiting for this Kunal Kamra controversy to happen. And Shivsena is clearly oblivious of all these wings that come under the government. How is that possible?
Basically, BMC is the independent body. They have their
Where
own...
there have been no elections for the last 2 years, sir. Yes, I know that.
No, that's true. But the elections, whatever the election decision has been taken in the court, case is in the court. No, Supreme Court has to give that nod on these elections. So when the Supreme Court will give the permission, then only the BMC or other corporation election will be take place. And next thing is that my Congress spokesperson is saying that she might be not remembering for Pranit More is the comedian who has been performing in the Solapur, where he has been trashed by the 12 peoples, where the means Sushil Kumar Shinde was present there, Praniti Shinde was present there, and due to he has been done some comments, and all the peoples have been trashed them. What the Congress spokesperson has the take on this?
Chitra, would you like to respond to that?
Which venue?
Solapur. In Solapur, Pranit More is the comedian. It's the famous incident. It's a famous incident.
Is quoting anything.
And basically, when you are in the power, Ketki Chitra has been trashed.
So Kiran, you are saying if somebody is critical of the government, Kiran, essentially, is this the point that you're making? If somebody is critical of the government and he or she goes upon, in the process of his workspace, present a piece which is critical, because I believe in comedy, one of the key elements is satire. If satire goes on and breaches a line as per you or as per the ruling dispensation is well within its rights to go ahead, dismantle, demolish and do any sort of act which is so far and naturally deemed illegal?
We have one thing is that freedom of expression is different than the vulgarity.
What is vulgar, sir? What is vulgar here?
What was vulgar in what
Whatever the
Kunal
Kunal Kamra has
What
been,
did he, what was
whatever the
vulgar in
comments has been done
what
by
he
the
said,
Kunal Kamra is the vulgarity is
What
nothing.
is vulgar? What is vulgar in it?
What was
The
vulgar
He's
in
person
critical
that-
of the government. He's critical of Eknath Shinde is one thing. He has called him a traitor. That's another thing. But what is the vulgarity part here?
Vulgarity is mean that he is defaming the way he has been spoken, with the way he has been presented. The
Ajit
person
Pawar
who is improved by the public mandate, people have been
So
given the
when Ajit
mandate of the
Pawar calls
60
him a traitor,
MLA,
it is
and who is
That's still
current
called
state-
criticism, sir,
deputy-
not vulgarity. Yes, Chitra, make your point.
I am asking Mr. Kiran, so when Ajit Pawar calls Mr. Eknath Shinde a traitor, that is fine with him? Then that is not vulgarity?
Eknath Shinde is not the traitors. It's totally wrong. We have the
Ajit
rebels.
Pawar has called
We
Mr.
have
Eknath
saved the
Shinde
legacy of
You're
the
not
Bharatiya
answering the
Shivsena
question that I'm
Bala
asking.
Thackeray.
You are
They
here
want-
to
that
just,
legacy has
do
been
away with that
fueled by the
traitor.
Uddhav Thackeray UBT,
See,
and we
you
are
should be
carrying the
responsible for your actions, Mr.
legacy
Kiran
of the
Okay, it
Shivsena
can
from-
be a shouting match,
problem.
but when it is about exercising the reins on criticism, this is what is happening as far as the government or the political party in power is concerned. And so far, there has been no justification that is sitting pretty to go ahead and claim that what has been done or what has come to fore is absolutely incorrect. There has been no justification, no underlining that fact, and that is what completely beats me. We'll leave it at that. It's time for me to wrap up this edition of Plain Speak. Thank you so much for watching.